Okay, now for chapter 9, diagram 6 shows an organ involved in human respiratory system. So this chapter 9 is one of the very popular question, I would say structure, you can say AC question in exam. It's a very popular question. No matter whether what school are you from, these chapters are very popular AC question, but not for Selangor people. For Catholic high school, yes. Maybe your AC question will be this for Catholic high school and also other state, and also SPM also. Diagram 6 shows the organ involved in human digestive system. Okay, we're going to start with labeling first. First, we're going to start with R. What is R? R is R is stomach, correct? R is stomach. Okay, what is X? X is liver. P is duodenum. You cannot write small intestine, guys. We have to write the word duodenum. Duodenum. Okay, then for Q is also small intestine, but we don't write small intestine. What do we write? We write ileum. Because small intestine has three parts: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. So we have to write ileum. We don't write small intestine. State the enzyme found in R. Your stomach has an enzyme to digest protein. The protein enzyme should end with IN. So what is the enzyme in your stomach called? So the enzyme in your stomach is called pepsin. Very good. It's either pepsin or rennin. But pepsin is better because your textbook don't have rennin. Your textbook only got pepsin. Rennin sometimes you will see in reference book or maybe some of the exam question. State the food class that hydrolyze the enzyme. Whenever the enzyme ends with IN, it means it has to be a protein enzyme. Protein food. Class of food is protein. They are also IN. Name X and state the function of X in lipid digestion. So we know that X is what? X is liver. So X is liver. So what is the question asking? They ask you to talk about lipid digestion. So this lipid digestion, they will produce a thing called bile. Very good. Okay, when they secrete bile, it's used to do what? It's used to emulsify fats. Very good. We don't write the word hydrolyze. So for bile, we can only use the word emulsify. Emulsify fats into lipid droplet. Very good. Use the word emulsify. So you're gonna say they will secrete bile to emulsify fats into lipid droplet. Yeah, lipid droplet. The lipid droplet is to increase surface area for your lipase to act onto it. Structure X also involved in assimilation process of nutrients. Compare the assimilation process that occurs in X and body cell. X, since we mentioned, right, X is liver. Okay, liver and body cell. Okay, what is the difference in assimilation process? Because these two things, they will emulsify means break down, but it's just another word for bowel. It means break down, but it can only be used in bowel. It's called emulsify, means break down lah. Just another words to be used only. It's called emulsify. Yeah. And now back to this again. Assimilation in liver and body cell is different because in your body cell, they will emulsify they will assimilate three different food. They will assimilate amino acid, glucose, and lipid. But if it's liver, they will only assimilate. Assimilate means what? It will convert your food into something that you need. It's called assimilate. Means when you eat glucose, you need to form into energy. The process is called assimilate. When you eat protein, it's to form into new cell. It's called assimilate. When you have lipid, is to protect your internal organs. It's called assimilate. So liver only got amino acid and glucose. There is no lipid to your liver. There's no lipid to your liver. Yeah. Okay, what is the similarity over here? Both of these process is to generate energy because we have glucose, right? Both glucose is used to generate energy, and they will store glucose in the form of glycogen. Just that in your liver, they will store the glycogen in the liver. In your body cell, they will store the glucose in the form of glycogen underneath your muscle cell. So the similarity is both supply energy, or you can say they carry out cellular respiration. Both store excess glucose in the form of glycogen. In the form of glycogen. Then they ask you to write differences. Okay, always remember, whenever they ask you to compare, you must write similarity and differences. Always remember similarity and differences. So assimilation in X, if you want to talk about glucose, we can see that where do they store glycogen? Your liver, your glycogen stored in the liver for X. So you're going to say glycogen stored in liver. This one, glycogen stored in muscle. Okay, next, we can see that in your liver, the glucose is to maintain your blood sugar level. Because if you remember in your liver, right, you will have a conversion. Means they are able to use insulin and glucagon. But for your body cell, the glucose is used to generate energy. So one is to maintain blood sugar level. One is to make sure that you have glucose to carry out cellular respiration to produce energy. So glycogen in liver helps to maintain blood glucose level. Glycogen in cell helps to provide sufficient energy. Help to provide sufficient energy. Okay, next. The following statement is explained about health condition experienced by Mr. M. Mr. M has experienced abdominal pain in lower right side. The doctor found that his appendix has ruptured and causes Q to be infected. As a result, the part of Q has to be cut and removed. Okay, now what is Q? Q we label as ileum. So they say ileum is being removed because it has appendicitis. Appendicitis means that there's inflammation of your appendix. So Q is the ileum just now. So they ask you, what happens to nutrients absorption? Ileum is your small intestine, where it's supposed to absorb your nutrients. Right now, when part of the ileum is being removed, what will happen? The surface area, what? The surface area reduces. When the surface area reduces, the nutrients absorption rate will be lesser. They will decrease in nutrients absorption rate. So will a person die? Of course, they will not die because it's just removing a part of the ileum. There are people who can live with half of the ileum. There are people who can live with half of the lung, means they only have one lung. There are people who live with no pancreas, no liver also can. As long as you consume the correct medicine, they are able to live with half of the small intestine with no problem. Okay, now to explain in sentence, okay, we're gonna put it into sentence. We will have to write ileum become shorter. It decrease surface area for absorption. Less nutrients will be absorbed. If you want to write about the example of nutrients also can. We limit the food intake. Can't eat some food. Huh? Can't eat some food. No, this is the effect only, not the ways to overcome. It's the effect. Differentiate the digestion that takes place in P and R. Okay, let me flip back to what is P and R. I forgot already. P and R. P is duodenum, R is stomach. Okay, duodenum, stomach. Okay, they ask you to talk about digestion of food. So first, in your duodenum, you need to have enzyme because this is a digestion. Can you talk about less intestinal juice is produced in the previous question? Yes, you can. We don't write the enzyme because it says absorption, not digestion. If it's absorption, we don't write the enzyme. If it's digestion, we will write the enzyme. So talk about duodenum right now. Duodenum, in order to digest the food, we have to write enzyme, right? Where does enzyme come from in the duodenum? They are from the Duodenum is alkaline, stomach is acidic. Okay, but where is the enzyme come from in the duodenum? Uh, uh, I want where is the location? Which who give them enzyme? Correct, the pancreas. Very good. The pancreatic juice that it will go to the duodenum. In your stomach, we have gastric juice. So one is the pancreatic juice, one is the gastric juice. Duodenum can digest three different type of food. Remember, as long as they are from the pancreas, it's called lard enzyme. Lipase, amylase, and trypsin, the lard enzyme. Stomach can only digest one type of food, which is protein. So in differences, we can write pancreatic juice is secreted by pancreas. Gastric juice is secreted by gastric gland. Next, you can say this is digestion of starch, protein, and lipid. This is digestion of protein. Then the enzyme reaction is alkaline and acidic also can. Can I? Acidic, alkaline also can. So the action of enzyme in alkaline medium. The action of enzyme in acidic medium. Done? Raise your hand before 10 of you guys, if you have done already. For, I thought duodenum is polypeptide. A class of food, you can write protein. You can write polypeptide lah, but I'm writing the class of food actually. If you can write carbohydrate also can. Gland means it's a part where it produces thing. Either it produces enzyme or either it produces hormone. We call this as gland. A gland can produce enzyme or they can produce hormone. We call this as gland. Okay, it's 6. And then, sorry, I forgot, lost count. Done? 10 of you? 7. Hey, how come the number will decrease one, guys? 8. 9. Okay, next question. 7.2, show structure X of Mr. Z, which has a scar cell. This is a liver. Liver is a triangular, should be called liver. Explain the effect of formation of scar cell on the detoxification process that happens in structure X. Right now, the person has a liver problem. They ask you what happens to the detoxification process. Can the person still carry out detoxification process? Obviously cannot, because it's already damaged, right? In the diagram, you can see it's abnormal. They cannot. So when you cannot carry out the detoxification process, you have a lot of toxic substances that cannot be expelled out from the body. So the person will get toxic, obviously. So you're going to say, if you want to talk about the disease, it's called sclerosis. It's called liver sclerosis. Liver sclerosis. Sclerosis means damage of your liver. Who has a liver sclerosis? People who drink a lot of alcohol. High chances they have liver sclerosis. It's a permanent damage. So they will have accumulation of toxic substances in liver. Toxic substances cannot be removed from blood. So the blood turns poisonous. The person will die if the person cannot carry out detoxification. Completely cannot or reduction, depending on how severe it is. So if you don't know, you can just write cannot or reduction also can. Because they didn't mention that whether the inner part is also damaged or not. But you can write both. Cannot and reduction also correct one actually. If they ask you to compare this and a healthy liver, this one I think got with this question. Let me find the question. I think did I not? Not here. Sorry, different book. You can talk about the function of the normal liver and the sclerosis liver. I didn't put over here. Sclerosis cannot do any function, cannot carry out detoxification, cannot synthesize lipid. Scar means that the tissue is damaged. A scar, you know the word scar, SCAR, scar. RED is the past tense. It's called scar. Okay, can? Okay, next. The following statement is about Mrs. B, who is 40 years old, worked as a computer programmer, has height of 151. 151 cm, guys, meter a bit crazy. Oh, I know it's 1.51, okay? 1.51, a bit crazy with this height. Okay. Body mass of 85 kg. Fast food lovers such as burger, carbonated drinks, and cakes. Based on the statement, justify eating habit and lifestyle of Mrs. B. Healthy or not, guys? Of course, of course it's unhealthy. Wow, wow, guys, interesting. Right now, your face, your priority of food is burger, carbonated drinks, and cakes. Okay. Now we all know, okay, healthy, very good, guys. Now we all know what you all like to eat this generation. That's why the lifespan of the new generation is shorter than the old generation. Can you tell me what is the eating habit unhealthy, right? If you write healthy, I also don't know. So what would you suggest her to do? She's 1.51 and 85 kg leh. What disease do you think he has? Mrs. B ma is a her ma, right? Mrs. B is a girl. What would you suggest her to do? Correct. She has what disease? She has diabetes mellitus. She has obesity. Correct. Because too much of sweet things. Carbonated drink is sweet. Cake is sweet. Of course, she has obese and also she has diabetes mellitus. You only live one. Okay, now next time I will see you guys with 85 kg and 1.51 meter. Then I will see whether it's healthy or not. So you're gonna say increase blood glucose level causes diabetes mellitus. Increase in body mass that leads to obesity. So you're gonna say she has risk of getting cardiovascular disease, heart disease. I thought pancreatic failure only causes diabetes mellitus. When you take too much of sweet things, your pancreas will start to fail. If every day you drink one gong cha, one tea life, right, definitely high chances your pancreas cannot function anymore because it's overloading. Then you will have diabetes mellitus already. Overconsumption. She has Dwarfism, guys. Dwarfism? 151 considered as Dwarfism. Wow. Your your height got certain standard. Girl 151 okay what? 151 okay right? 151 called Dwarfism already this day. So sad one guys. Okay, now done. Next question, okay? 11.1 shows a Malaysian healthy plate menu with a concept called quarter, quarter, half. This concept is a quick visual techniques that helps us to identify whether a dish is healthy or unhealthy. Is detoxification like defecation? No, detoxification is just removing of toxic substances. It can go through your skin, it can go through your blood, but the defecation is just go through the shit. But defecation is a part of detoxification lah. Teacher, if I drink once every 2 weeks Gong Cha, will you get diabetes? Okay, well, you share with your friends. It's okay. You will share diabetes with your friend. Every week I see you drinking Gong Cha with your friends. Both of you. Skin also can have excretion process, removing of toxic substances. Now back to this again. Guys, if you want to ask question, you try to ask in the chat because I have to click every chat. Maybe I'll reply you slower because a bit difficult for me to click one by one chat. Okay. They ask you to discuss the menu 11.1 to help a person to stay healthy. Okay, what is a quarter, quarter, half? Quarter, half means what? Quarter of protein, quarter of rice, half vegetables, half fruits. Discuss the menu. Do you agree to this quarter, quarter, half? Huh? No, why? Guys, of course, yes, man. This is a very healthy quarter, quarter, half. Not vegan. Of course, it's a yes. You know why? Because as a Malaysian, this is actually for Malaysian, quarter, quarter, half, because Malaysian has a problem with obesity and diabetes mellitus. This one can reduce obesity. This one can reduce diabetes mellitus and is healthy. Quarter of protein enable you to get enough of protein so that you can build muscle cell. Too much of protein, you cannot digest, right? You cannot assimilate, right? Then you will have gout. If quarter of carbohydrate, you can give you sufficient energy. Too much of carbohydrate causes you to have obesity. Not enough of vegetables, minerals, or vitamin, it causes you to have constipation. So this is a very good thing. Okay. Now you know that this batch of people are very unhealthy. One leave burger lah. Say this is not healthy lah. So you're gonna say quarter of plate comes from carbohydrate. Sufficient of carbohydrate for energy requirement. Then excess carbohydrate leads to obesity or diabetes mellitus. Next one, we talk about quarter of protein. Quarter of plate comes from protein. Sufficient protein intake for cell growth, or you can say repair damaged tissue. Excess protein leads to gout. G-O-U-T. Gout is an arthritis. It's called gout. Okay, next we talk about half of plate comes from vegetables and fruits. Sufficient of vitamin, mineral, fiber can prevent disease. If you want to write example, you can say prevent constipation, or you can say helps in peristalsis movement of intestine. Gout is an arthritis, correct? In Mandarin 就是关节炎啊。Got one name, one forgot already. What is gout in Mandarin again? Got one name, one. Oh, you don't know Chinese? Oh, gout is a type of arthritis. So it means that you have a crystal uric acid between your joint. Cuba terangkan dalam bahasa. Tak boleh, guys. Bahasa saya tak tahu gout dalam bahasa panggil itu apa. You boleh Google gout dalam bahasa. You only know BM and English. I forgot what is it in called BM. I think it's also called gout. It's a type of arthritis. Means that you have uric acid crystal within your joint. So whenever you move, you feel pain. It's a type of arthritis. Diabetes mellitus, mellitus, is a type, is called kencing manis. Okay, done with this. Okay. Gout in Mandarin is called 关节炎, a type of 关节炎. Yes, lah, Mandarin. 痛风, is it called 痛风 in Mandarin? Like heart movement. Yes, when you have movement, it feels very difficult for you to move. Okay, done already. Let's look at the next question. Table 2 shows a daily meal consumed by Fatima. Explain the long-term effect excessive consumption of this food on Fatima's health. So Fatima eats what? You see, Fatima breakfast eat fried rice, fried egg, full cream milk. Next, lunch, what they eat? Rice with curry chicken, ice cream, carbonated drink, fried chicken. Next, we have dinner, beef burger, cheesecake, iced tea. Is this a healthy menu? Do you think this is healthy, guys? Oh, very healthy. Wow, guys. Okay, I'm impressed. So Malaysian, okay. Of course, it's not healthy lah. Why? Because there's too much of carbohydrate. There's too much of glucose, too much of carbohydrate, too much of lipid. The person will have not enough of carbohydrate, got enough. You have fried rice, carbohydrate, full cream milk, carbohydrate, curry chicken, ice cream, everything is carbohydrate. So let me categorize them into different category. So first we talk about the what I call of fats lah. Okay, fats we have what? Maybe I just use this color. Fats, I use this color. Fats, okay, fats. This one, okay. Fats we have fried rice, fried egg, full cream milk, chicken curry, fried chicken, beef burger. Burger of course got fats one, right? Cheesecake. Next, what do we have? We have protein. Protein, I use this color. I use purple color protein. Okay, now, for protein, we have fried egg protein, curry chicken. Chicken is protein. Fried chicken is protein. Beef burger is protein. Okay, next, we have too much of sugar, carbohydrate. Carbohydrate, I use pink color lah. Okay, pink color. Carbohydrate. Okay, now, for carbohydrate, what do we have? We have ice cream, carbonated drink, iced tea, cheesecake. Obviously, fried rice, carbohydrate. You got carbohydrate. Now, fried rice also got carbohydrate. Now, all of this obviously is unhealthy and it's definitely not healthy. So you want to explain in sentence, you have to explain based on the class of food. When you take too much of this food, what will happen to a person? This is a not healthy menu. In exam, they always ask about menu. You have to choose which one is the correct menu, suitable for who. You have to see, you have to justify, is your menu healthy for this patient? Is this menu suitable for this person? So menu is a very common question in chapter 9. It can be an AC question, a very common AC question. So no matter whether it's in the coming exam or not, but it's a very common question to be asked in exam lah. So first we can talk about what disease do you have? The disease that they have is obesity, diabetes mellitus, cardiovascular disease, gout. So you're going to say, health program that Fatima, not program, but problem, sorry. Health problem that Fatima will face is most likely obesity. And then we're going to talk about full cream milk, fried egg, chicken curry, beef burger, and cheesecake contains a lot of fats, because this is what we highlighted just now, right? Okay, next, we can say excess fat increases cholesterol level in blood. Cholesterol deposit on the wall of blood vessel that causes them to be narrow. Means the blood vessel is smaller. When the blood vessel is smaller, means chances of getting heart attack is higher. This will contribute cardiovascular disease, or you can say hypertension. Does full cream milk counted as protein as well? Yes, it is also counted as protein. Yeah. Okay. Now next we talk about the fried egg protein. Like just now we talk about fried egg, right? Fried egg. We got curry chicken. We got fried chicken. We got burger, right? Got one beef burger. Beef burger contains a lot of protein. Excess protein will be converted into urea and excreted out through kidney. Then we can also mention about excess amino acid will form into uric acid crystal that deposit at joint that leads to gout. Okay, next we talk about sugar, carbohydrate. Got what the person eat ice cream, right? Ice cream, cheesecake. What else? Carbonated drink. And then got what? Iced tea. Is it iced tea? Okay. Iced tea contains a lot of sugar, or you can say carbohydrate. This leads to diabetes mellitus. What is lacking in this menu? There is no vegetables or fruits. So she will have a chances of getting constipation or vitamin deficiency. So you're going to say her diet does not contain of fruits, or you can say vegetables, that can lead to constipation. That can lead to constipation. You want to screenshot the above answer later? Okay, later you can screenshot. Let them finish this one first. Atherosclerosis can for cholesterol. A full cream milk. Okay, you can also add full cream milk. Maybe some food I missed out, you can also add inside. Yeah, the one I follow the one I highlighted just now. I eat dinner. You all want a dinner break? Average lifestyle. Ice cream also fat. Cost cream. Okay, you can also write. Her name in. Wait. Can you screenshot the highlighted part? Can't. Come. Constipation means you cannot poop poop. 就是便秘啊 You cannot shit. It's called constipation. How does the uric acid deposited at the joint? Because your body cannot filter the urea out through the urination process, right? So when you have too much of when too much of amino acid, they form into a crystal. So as they form into crystal, it goes to your joint because you have blood is everywhere in your body, right? So when it goes to your joint, because your joint is very limited movement, unlike other parts. So when they deposited at your certain location, they form into a crystal. It gets hardened, too concentrated, I would say. So it gets hardened, it forms into uric acid because the area is very small and it's very concentrated. The other part got no area to deposit. So it means the other part can still flow. At a certain point, they get hardened, they have a uric acid crystal. This chapter has AC, they have to list out all of the digestive method. Yes, also under this chapter, but I think that one is quite easy lah. You can do it by yourself. Kidney also can have crystal, joint also can have crystal. Hypertension means high blood pressure. Hypertension means high blood pressure, yeah? Okay, done. You raise your hand, wait for 10 of you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This chapter don't have AC for Selangor paper. Don't have. 8 got right. This one don't have. Okay, can? Okay, then next question. 11.2 shows a weight loss campaign to control obesity through a gastric bypass procedure known as a bariatric surgery. Justify bariatric surgery in obese patient. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of surgical procedure. Okay, now we have 3 questions. First, they ask you to justify. Number 2, they ask you to talk about advantages and disadvantages. So can you tell me why would people want to do this reducing of your stomach? Who will do this thing? People who want to do this is pregnant woman. Pregnant woman, guys, excuse me. Pregnant woman. Okay, people who want to have weight loss when they are very obese, very not just obese, but very obese, they want to reduce the stomach. When the stomach size reduces, it means that your food intake is lesser because your stomach right now is so small. Initially, it's so big. Right now, it's so small. The food that you can intake is lesser. If you overeat, you will vomit. People who do this surgery is not just to reduce their body weight. They want to gain back their confidence because they're obese, they don't feel comfortable with this body weight. So they want to do this surgery because they want to reduce their body weight and it's very effective. This surgery cannot be reversed. Once you do it, you cannot reverse it. Because if you can see, right, when you reduce the stomach size, this is the leftover stomach. This is the original stomach. The digestion of food is lesser. Absorption of nutrients is slower. Food intake is also lesser. They are able to go back to the ideal weight that they want to. It's not good, but maybe this is the only way for people who are very obese. Okay. The remaining stomach means what? The cut area, sometimes they will remove, sometimes just remain there. Can digest very slow only, can digest but very slow. You cannot take too much. So they ask you to justify, right, who do this disease, who do this surgery? People who are obese. So you're going to say obese person. Okay, would you suggest this? Okay, because a lot of you y'all got argument here. Y'all says that this is not a good thing to do, right? But actually, yes, it's not a good thing to do. You should stop. But of course, it's based on how you justify. Usually for justify, you can support this statement. You can also disagree with this statement. So it's up to you. And this question asks you to write advantages and disadvantages. So both answers are also okay. But if it's a normal human, as what you guys say it's not encouraged to do this surgery. But it's up to you. Both answers also correct. But if it's me, I would say should not undergo. this surgery. If you write should, can. Should not, because justify is very depending on how you explain your answer. So both answers are correct, yeah? So to talk about advantages. Number one, they get full easily. They consume lesser food, or you can say lesser calories are absorbed. Become more healthy. And then they can maintain blood pressure. You can increase self-confidence level. For these advantages, you can write causes acid reflux. You can say stomach ulcer, malnutrition, it will cause bacterial infection, might cause bacterial infection. Or you want to say it will cause vomiting also can. Cause vomiting if overeat. I should use a more healthy way to reduce weight loss, nutrient deficiency, possible infection during surgery, correct? Irreversible cannot. You cannot reverse this process because logical thinking, the moment you already achieve your body weight, you will not go back to your original lifestyle. Because if you want to reverse back, it means that you're trying to reverse. Like, can you do it? Cannot, you cannot write reversible. You cannot write the answer. Usually cannot be reverse one. Because the moment when you reduce the stomach has no longer blood supply. So when you have no blood supply, the area cannot work anymore. So the area that you remove got no more glucose and oxygen. Is it what you mean? Can you write this answer? The disadvantage. Oh, you mean the disadvantages? No, I don't think there's a disadvantages though. Irreversible, but you can say costly. You can say high cost. You can say high cost for this. Can you write advantage? Can you write lose weight easily? You can go back to your ideal weight. You can write that as advantage. Okay, we're done with chapter 9. Anybody has question for chapter 9? All good, everybody? Okay, anybody has question you can ask? Okay,